Chachan finds out while the government trumpets its military success stories, they come at a high price for individuals.
How's everybody doing tonight? What?
Another feel-good, morale-boosting speech on Afghanistan. The U.S. president has delivered many of those, trying to convince the American people that the war was worth it.
When you're missing a birthday, or you're missing a soccer game, or when you're missing an anniversary, and those of us back home are able to enjoy it, it's because of you.
When soldiers come back home, they miss much more than that, their own selves.
Once you go into combat, and once you've killed people and once you spend a year in that type of an environment, you are not the same person.
Tim Kinney came back severely wounded from a tour in Afghanistan 2 years ago, having spent 10 months in combat. The vehicle on which he was a gunner was blown up 9 times.
When I got crushed by PTSD, I was suicidal. But I'm married with 4 kids, and I just couldn't find a way to kill myself with some kind of accident that my family wouldn't have to suffer.
Tim was able to step back from the brink, but many of his fellow servicemen were not so fortunate. More American soldiers committed suicide last year than were killed in active service in Afghanistan. Staggering statistics. That's almost 1 a day.
What these guys end up doing, I think, is they feel, I can't cope anymore with civilian life. A lot of guys end up killing themselves because they don't think they'll ever fit back in to normal society.
Officials in Washington seem to be trying to present Afghanistan as a success story, while for those coming home, it looks anything but that.
They do put lipstick on a pig, okay, so to speak. They take failure and paint it in success.
For the mainstream media in the U.S., with their awe of everything military, their questioning of the cause of the war usually comes down to this.
Sergeant, what makes you the most proud about what you've done here?
A mindset is tacitly perpetuated that the ends justify the means, while those ends are often identified in abstract terms like freedom and security.
What have we gotten out of this?
We've gotten quite a bit. I mean, honestly, the Afghan people, even from when I was deployed in Iraq in '03 during the invasion, you could see the Iraqi people and the Afghan people starting to do stuff on their own, having more freedoms and stuff like that.
Stuff like that also includes almost 20,000 Afghan civilian deaths and drug production, which has gone through the roof since coalition troops have been in the country. Accounts like this never make it to mainstream airwaves.
Everyone that we blame for 9/11 is dead or in jail. There is no justification for this war. There is no reason that our brothers and sisters should die in the sand. There is no reason that their children should go to sleep every night terrified of the next drone strike or the next boot kicking down their door.
Neither do major U.S. news channels dwell on the subject of the Afghans' overwhelming desire to see American troops out of their country. Instead, another success story on TV.
If there was another war, if the war on terror continues and if you go somewhere else, would you still go?
Without a doubt, yes.
These are paintings by a soldier's mother who was petrified her son would be deployed. He never was, and she counts herself lucky. But the fear caught up with her and inspired this series of paintings, her reflections on those who returned wounded, physically or emotionally, reflections that clash with the mindset that human suffering should be the price you have to pay for a cause. In Washington, I'm Ganesh Chachan.